Former Deputy PM Datuk Seri Dr. Zahid Hamidi has been charged with an additional count of criminal breach of trust involving 10 million ringgit belonging to a family-run welfare foundation. He's accused of committing the offence by dishonestly lending the sum to Armada Holdings during his capacity as a trustee of the foundation. If found guilty, he faces a jail term of up to 20 years, as well as whipping and a fine. The embattled UMNO president pleaded not guilty to the charge, the latest addition to the other 45 counts of CBT, bribery and money laundering he's facing. The court then fixed February 20th for mention. Former Felda Chairman Tan Sri Muhammad Isa Abdul Samad has pleaded not guilty to 1 count of criminal breach of trust and 9 counts of taking bribes amounting to 3.09 million ringgit. The former Negeri Sembilan Menteri Besar's CBT charge pertains to the purchase of Kuching's Merdeka Palace Hotel and Suites without the approval from Felda's Board of Directors. The transaction cost the group 160 million ringgit, although it was actually valued at 110 million ringgit at the time. The offence is punishable with a prison sentence of up to 20 years, a fine and caning upon conviction. Isa is also charged with 9 counts of receiving bribes, ranging from 100,000 ringgit to 500,000 ringgit from Gagasan Abadi Properties to push for the hotel purchase. According to the charge sheet, the bribes were facilitated by Muhammad Zahid Muhammad Arif, who was Isa's special officer and now PM Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad's political secretary. The graft charges each carry a jail term of not more than 20 years and a fine of at least 5 times the amount of the bribe. The court granted bail at 800,000 ringgit with 1 surety and ordered Isa's passport to be surrendered. Malaysia Airlines had a rough third quarter, but it expects to at least end the year with narrower losses. The carrier's latest quarterly operating performance was hurt by stiff competition, rising fuel prices and adverse foreign exchange movements. Crew shortages, especially in July and August, made things worse. Passenger yield came under pressure to a record 21.5 cent, down from 22.6 cent in the third quarter of 2017. However, revenue per available seat kilometre was up by a marginal 1.4% to 21.2 cent, driven mainly by higher cargo revenue. It carried 2.1% more passengers, or 3.47 million in total, while passenger load factor increased 3% to 80.5%. Group CEO Isham Ismail says the carrier saw good quarterly traction in the year and that it should finish 2018 on a better note compared with 2017. He says next year looks similarly challenging, but MAB will remain committed to improving performance and reducing costs while managing external factors beyond its control. In FY17, the airline's operator posted a net loss of 812 million ringgit. AirAsia is thumbing its nose at MAHB, saying it is not obligated to collect the higher airport taxes on behalf of the airport's operator. AirAsia Malaysia CEO Riyad Asmat maintains that passengers at KLIA 2 shouldn't have to pay the full charges, citing substandard infrastructure and access. He says issues at the airport include apron defects, ruptured fuel pipelines and flooding, which have affected its operational performance and punctuality. The carrier has already paid a total of 663.1 million ringgit in airport tax to MAHB subsidiary Malaysia Airports Sepang. In February, the tax for non-ASEAN international passengers departing from KLIA 2 was increased from 50 ringgit to 73 ringgit. AirAsia refuses to collect the extra 23 ringgit. The airline operator and AirAsia X are now being sued by MAHB for a combined 36.11 million ringgit in outstanding charges. Malayan United Industries' new executive chairman, Andrew Kubuyel, will consider selling the group's assets, even its prized ones, if it makes business sense. Andrew is the second oldest son of the group's former chairman, Tan Sri Koo Kay Peng, who has in the past been reported to be sentimental about the group's assets. This is said to be particularly true, especially with regards to Mui's flagship Coast Hotel in London's Hyde Park. The junior Koo says he isn't as attached to these assets, as he comes from a different generation, adding that anything can be sold for a price if the right offer comes along. He says there isn't an urgent need to sell assets to raise cash for MUI. However, the group's goal is to have a gearing level below 0.5 times. As of June 30th, 2018, the group's gearing ratio is at 1.12 times.